Fox News investigates uncovering possible misuse of Mobile City tax dollars. Was a city garage employee falsifying time cards, saying he was at work when he was really working a second job? Our investigative reporter Katie Weiss has been working the story for the last 3 months. She joins us now with what she found out.
In the American workforce, we all go to work every day and submit our hours to our bosses. But we found there's one case in the city of Mobile where those hours may have been skewed. We've learned an initial investigation was concluded a few months ago, but it has since been reopened. So Fox News Investigates set out to get to the bottom of it. The city of Mobile has always touted its efforts to save you money. In 2014, Mayor Sandy Stimpson recognized city garage employees as part of his Pay It Forward bonus program. Garage employees built a cost-efficient trailer to haul barricades, which saved the city $6,000. Each employee was awarded a $250 bonus for their effort. But one of the employees honored may have developed a bonus program of his own.
Kind of a running joke that Tyrone was kind of a master of being at 2 places at once, and we all wish we could figure out his secret.
Several people are accusing city garage employee Tyrone Hawley of ripping off the city by falsifying his time cards. We've learned the city is investigating those allegations, and Hawley tells us he's been put on paid administrative leave. Hawley used to also work a second job for a shipping company, tying ships up to docks when they come into the port of Mobile. Time card records show Hawley may have been working that second job when he was punched in as working at the garage. A former co-worker at the shipping company who wanted to remain anonymous says it was no secret.
He would talk about how he would clock people in, or the whole crew in when he got to work, or he would have somebody else on a different day be the one to clock everybody in that morning.
I dug through 2 years of paper time cards kept at the city garage and 2 years of timesheets at the shipping company given to us by Hawley's former boss. We verified the accuracy of the timesheets from the second job through Harbor Master records, which confirmed the ships Hawley said he was working on were at port on the days listed on the sheets. Hawley's former boss also gave us copies of emails from Hawley's own wife, who sent time verifications to the shipping company. For several days, I lined up the 2 sets of time cards. From July 2015 to June 2017, about 113 hours overlap, where Hawley's city time cards were stamped saying he was at work at the garage, but his time cards at his other job show he was docking ships instead. But Hawley denies any wrongdoing.
I don't have to be at the job. All I got to do is set it up. I don't have to physically be there. And if I know something's going on, I call her. She sets up the job, and that's the way it was.
At the job at the docks?
Yeah, I don't have to be there. Yeah, I don't have to go at all. I never had to go. I only go just to get out of the house. Like today, I only go to get out of the house.
So sometimes you get paid for at your job at the docks when you're not there?
Yeah.
Hawley's time cards at the garage were old school paper cards that had to be punched manually. So we wanted to see how is time kept across all city departments. How are employees submitting their hours in different departments? Turns out it depends. Fox News Investigates found different departments in the city track employee time differently. Some departments, like Mobile Fire Rescue, submit time digitally, but others, like the police department and the Azalea City Golf Course, use paper timesheets. With these issues in mind, there's room to wonder, could this record-keeping lead to employees taking advantage of the system?
Do you think having an outdated paper time punching system could give way to other employees punching each other's cards?
Oh, I think so. You know, technology has brought us various forms of timekeeping. You know, whether they're thumbprint or retinal, you know, proof of you being the one who actually clocks in your time or out. You know, those things are some things we'll have to look at.
The city's finance director and mayor's chief of staff, Paul Wesch, says leaders are working towards a solution.
Well, we're certainly aware of you know, the fact that we've had this investigation dust up, and our legal department and the mayor looking at, you know, a way forward, a way to do things better, and we'll continue looking at that.
The Stimson administration also released this written statement, which reads in part, quote, "The city of Mobile has a zero tolerance policy regarding fraud, waste, or abuse of the taxpayers' dollars. We investigate every allegation of wrongdoing thoroughly and objectively. In this case, the city was made aware of the complaint regarding one of its employees and took immediate action. Following the completion of the internal investigation, the case will be turned over to the district attorney's office if the findings are criminal." According to sources, the allegations were first reported to the city's fraud hotline back in July, and a committee within the Public Services Department took to investigating its own employee. Hawley tells us after that investigation was complete, he appeared before a trial board last fall and was vindicated of any wrongdoing.
I had to go through these formalities and all, and I had to sit with 4 people, and they went over everything that they had. Well, they had no evidence, number one, and it was just, and the people looked at it and go, we don't know where they're coming from with this. So apparently they're still persistent, you know, with this. I've been there 25 years. I'm a model employee. They've had no issues or no problems with me. You know, anybody can write on a piece of paper, I was here or I was there.
But the city says, quote, officials found evidence of false testimony from that personnel hearing. Officials aren't saying who previously gave that false testimony. A city spokesperson also tells me holding personnel hearings is, quote, no longer city protocol, and the public works supervisors were retrained on proper procedures. We're now learning the investigation has been reopened, according to sources by the city's chief municipal court administrator, Nathan Emery, who sources say has turned the case over to the district attorney's office. Emery did not return my calls for comment, but a city spokesperson says the new investigation is looking into the, quote, false testimony given before.
Why wouldn't you at least consider the possibility?
Meanwhile, Hawley's former co-worker is hoping city leaders will take a serious look at how all employees are submitting their time.
Yeah, it's bothersome to think that, I mean, I'm, you know, funding somebody's duplicitous shenanigans. It's highly concerning. It makes me wonder if this isn't happening in other places, you know, in other avenues in the city.
District Attorney Ashley Rich tells me she cannot comment about this case because it is an ongoing investigation. In the meantime, the city is beginning to make some timekeeping changes. A city spokesperson tells me that Public Works has purchased new software to enhance timekeeping within the department. We're also told the software was purchased in November, but no word on when it will go into effect. We'll, of course, keep you posted as this case moves forward.
And we have late breaking news about that story. Katie is on the phone now in Chicago tonight for an investigative reporter conference. Katie, what do you have?
Well, Lenise, this evening I received word the city fired Tyrone Hawley today. City spokesperson Laura Byrne actually sent me a text message just after 6:30 tonight telling me Hawley, quote, received his letter of dismissal today. Now, she went on to say Hawley was served the termination letter in person, and he was terminated because he was, quote, found guilty of lying during the investigation. Now, I asked Byrne what Hawley may have lied about, but she only responded by saying she will provide a copy of his termination letter to us tomorrow morning. Now, I'll stay on top of every development in this story and keep you posted as soon as we learn more information. Live from Chicago this evening, I'm Katie Weiss, Fox 10 News.